Yeah, it's your boy Crypto Blood, and welcome to another Kicking It session. And today I have Ken Bozak, my main man, Ken Bozak. Yo, this guy is one of the most enthusiastic people in the crypto space, man. He's all in, and I love it about him. Sometimes it kind of intimidates me how much this guy is entrenched in the cryptocurrency culture, space, and industry. So I just want you guys to enjoy this chat I had with my man a couple of days ago. Again, happy holidays, happy Thanksgiving to all of you guys. Before we get out of here, though, I do want you guys to know that there are 2 more days to get that 30% off the BitMEX automated trading service that I offer. Jump over to cryptoblood.io. Again, 30% off for Black Friday. Ends tomorrow. Long and short trading. We're up over 240% year to date. And you can start with as little as 250 bucks. Even less than that if you want. But make a lot from a little with this leverage trading algorithm. It's all automated. All you have to do is plug and play. It's your boy Crypto Blood, and we out of here. Holla.
Hey, how goes it? Ken Bozak here to talk about Bitcoin and Bitcoin accessories. And today I'm here with my bro, Crypto Blood. Let me see if I can do it. Yeah!
Yeah. What's going on, Ken?
I think I just got carpal tunnel. That's so hard. How goes the day, man? Thanks for joining me so early. I appreciate it. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself real quick? Let everybody know who you are, what you do, and we'll jump right into it, man.
Yeah, I mean, Crypto Blood. Check me out on Twitter at CryptoBlood_. 5.5-year amateur in this crypto game. Just, I normally just cover daily news topics in crypto. I try not to be too coin specific, but just inform my users and subscribers on the latest and greatest in crypto. So that's what I do, man. I got also am a algorithm programmer, webbot member as well, and just living life, man, having fun. I was glad to see you out at the World CryptoCon.
Yeah, man. You were at the Litecoin one too, right?
Yeah, I was at the Litecoin one as well.
I feel like we were on a panel together. It was a thing.
We were on a panel together at the Litecoin one.
Yeah, man, that was a good conference. So you've been to a few of these events and stuff like that. What are your thoughts on these things? What are your thoughts on conferences right now in a bear market?
It shows you the real people that are interested in space. That's for sure, right?
Yeah.
You're not going to have those fly-by-night individuals like you would have in 17. I remember, so I've gone to maybe 3 or 4 this year.
Hold on. Are we live?
Yeah, I think we're live.
Oh, okay. For some reason on my end, my computer just went weird. There we go. We're live. Sorry about that.
At the beginning of the year, I think you were at the International Bitcoin one too, as well, in January, weren't you, in Miami?
Yeah. I've been to a few of these, man. I think I've been to 40 altogether in like 12 months.
Crazy. That's crazy. So the International Bitcoin one that Mo put together, that was at the height. That was in January. We were still and so I can see the difference between then.
Yeah.
And, let's say the one in Vegas.
A lot less strip clubs now. Even in Vegas, there was less strip club parties than there was in Miami during the bull run. I was at the one Dash sponsored. It was pretty cool. I mean, I opened a few Dash wallets, got to talk to people about cryptocurrencies and stuff like that outside of the conference environment. So that was fun. Well,
yeah, man. So I mean, like I said, the environment was cool. I like the ones that were in the middle of the year to the tail end. Again, more people who were more serious about cryptocurrencies, blockchain in general. I like to be around those types of individuals.
Yeah, I feel like we got a lot more quality, I guess, developers, founders of projects, stuff like that have survived the bear market, and we're left with quality, foam at the top. We got that froth at the top. Absolutely. Now. We right. Rose the crops, and that's where we're at. We're at quality time, man. We've made it through the shit. What was your worst ICO, man? Because that I feel like ICO is now a term of it almost bring you back to like war flashbacks.
Wow, worse. There are so many bad ones.
All
I
of
don't.
them. I don't know any that were
I,
that are still good. You know.
I can't even think of one, man. To be honest with you, ICOs were an experiment, man. You know, we're trying this whole space out. We're trying new ways of, transferring wealth. We're trying new ways of raising money.
Yeah,
So it's
permissionless
just
capital.
there you go. So I mean, I was with it. I was for it.
Hmm.
But of course, our government comes in and swoops down and says, hey, if you're not a qualified investor or whatever you want to call them, you can't do this stuff. So it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. I think STOs will be the future.
Okay, I was
You
just going
know,
to ask you what you thought the future is. So could you touch on STOs a little bit? Let the viewers know what they are as opposed
yeah.
to an
So
ICO.
STOs allow you to actually take equity in the company, which I think is more equitable for the end user. So, in the case of, um, 2016 and 17 and into 18 with the ICOs, you're giving these projects money in return for what? A hope that the price goes up.
Yeah.
That there's nothing else tied to that agreement. You're just giving them money, and you get these tokens back that are supposedly utility tokens and will be worth something in the future because of demand for the token. But SCOs really give you more of it gives you equity in the company. It gives you literally a voting right in the company per se. So I think that's more equitable. But again, in the U.S., they're going to structure it in a way where you have to be an accredited investor to participate in SCO. So I hate that they're doing that, and I want us to be more like raise up against that, like be more defiant. You
Yep.
know what I mean? And just do them without permission.
Well,
This
that's
is
kind of why I
supposed to be a
invested in
permissionless.
ICOs. Like, I
Yeah,
wasn't really trying to get rich. I was just trying to help some, Bezos dude in a garage kick
right,
off the next decentralized Amazon.
right.
Not in hopes that it's going to 10x my return, but like, oh, I really hope I can use this platform one day.
Hmm.
That's like most of the
Yeah.
decisions I made, like throwing money around in this space was like, oh, well, I want this to succeed, and hopefully I have a utility token to utilize on a platform that I genuinely want to use as an end user. But
See, I was the
none.
opposite, man. Like when I saw a couple, colleagues or whatever, do the ICO and they got like a 10x or 15x. I'm like, oh snap, let me get in here and let me do let me do a couple as well, see what happens. And I kind of got caught up in the whole frenzy of ICOs back early in 2017 and going into 18. So it is what it is. But
Yeah. I've thrown some darts over the past 3 years myself, and I feel like if I've done some math, not too much to really depress myself, but enough math to know that if I would have just held Bitcoin and that was it, I would be way better off than diversifying, than trading, than hedging, all these. If I would have just bought Bitcoin and just Bitcoin and only Bitcoin, I would have had all these forks that are still on exchanges that are worth something. I could have
yeah.
dumped all those forks for the shit coins that I've otherwise diversified my Bitcoin into. So I have a different perspective of how to like take profits and move them around in that sense rather than take profit out of Bitcoin and put it into an ICO. Maybe take that B cash fork. What is that one? BS
ABC, SV, and you got
that
ABC and
yeah,
SV too.
yeah, the
Yeah.
SV. I could take that crap and dump it for an ICO, and probably instead of holding a fork coin, I can grab an altcoin with it.
Yeah.
Different
The
ways of
thing
looking.
is, man, it's just like, I hope, and I'm sure many people realize. So I'm a trader. I've been trading for 12 years almost. Um, and what I've learned over these years is that it's never about the entry. It's always about the exit. Entry matters none. You can have a bad entry and just wait long enough and it'll turn in your direction and then you can make money. But if you don't know where the hell to get out, that's the critical part.
Yeah,
So
but
many people got into ICOs and different coins in 2017 and didn't really know when to get out.
The real problem is they were using the wrong money in. Right? You have to have the money you can live without, unemotional, unattached, something that if it goes down 50%, who gives a shit? I don't care. That's the money. If you have that money that you don't, don't matter, that emotionalist, that unattached money, throw that
I agree,
at it.
Ken. Yeah, we call that discretionary money. You gotta only spend what you can lose, right?
Right,
But
exactly.
it's just we're human. It's human nature, man. We get greedy.
Take out second mortgages, throw in another BitConnect referral link, and get my grandparents to use my link. Like, that's what was happening, and that's why I see the space slowly consolidating to a bottom around 6,000, which it could go lower, which doesn't bother me. I'm not trying to be negative. I'm not. I hope Bitcoin goes back up, but for me, I'm still accumulating. I'm not a Bitcoin millionaire. I need more coins. So, I mean, if there's a good winter period where I can accumulate some of my crypto, I'm not going to be mad at it. Like you said,
this
it's
is going to be it.
Years from now. I'm exiting years from now.
Yeah, this is the crypto winter. This is definitely it. This is reminiscent of 2014. I remember in 14 all the way into like middle of 15. Dude, I didn't even check the price of Bitcoin. I didn't check my portfolio for a week.
Well, you got in like right after Mt. Gox. So Mt. Gox collapses.
The price... No, I got in before. I got in before Mt. Gox.
Oh, before. Yeah, so that's right. You were Goxed.
Well, no, I wasn't.
Somebody on the panel I was talking to was. So yeah, go ahead. You got in right before then.
Yeah, so I got in through BitInstant, my man Charlie Shrim, legendary, and I started seeing like they were delaying my withdrawals. What would normally take not even an hour, like 20 minutes, 30 minutes max to get my withdrawal from Mt. Gox was taking 3 hours, 4 hours. I was like, nah, I'm out of here, bro. I'm out of here. So I moved all my funds off of Mt. Gox and ended up going, I think, to BTCE at that time, their exchange. So and then they collapsed.
BTCE is still around. I feel like I got one of their shirts laying around somewhere.
Yeah, well, they got taken down by the government, right? Remember last year or earlier this year? And then they tried to come back, and I think the people that brought it back tried to do an exit scam. I don't know, man. I don't know what happened.
I saw them at a conference, and I got one of their shirts somewhere, a BTCE t-shirt and a sticker laying around. I have so much swag, dude. It's insane. But, like, I feel like a savant with swag. Like, I know where all my swag is. It's scattered throughout my apartment, but, like... I know where all... It's like having a messy room. You know where everything is until you clean it up, and then you don't know? Like...
Yeah.
You should see my closet. I probably have like 300, no exaggeration, about 300 crypto t-shirts. And about 40 hats.
Yeah, man, you be swagged out, bro. Definitely. I see you at the, you're a celebrity. You're a legend in the crypto space. You've been to so many conferences and stuff. Like, I love it, man. I love the way you're promoting and you're living Bitcoin.
Well, I'm just trying to, I'm immersing myself in it as like the alpha beta tester. You know what I mean? Yeah. I want to run into all the bugs before somebody else does. Just in case there's an issue, I can run over to them and be like, hey, this is what I ran into. Kind of like what I did when I got in 2015. I ran into so many problems. I was just like... I don't want to complain. Maybe I should make a little how to not do this. And that's kind of how I got my start. Friends and family kept asking me questions. And I was just like, all right, well, I'm going to make one video, 5 minutes long, and I'll just send that to 10 people instead of having an hour conversation, split up between 10 people. So, what inspired you to create your Crypto Blood channel? Like, what was
It was crazy, bro. I created the name in 2014, the Gmail account, and didn't even use it. I didn't use it until... who was it? I did a video. I did my first video on YouTube, just explaining to people how excited I was, or documenting how excited I was to go to get my dad into Bitcoin. I've been trying to get him in since 2014, and he finally at that point was ready to go ahead and put some money in it. So I did the video. I uploaded under that name on YouTube because I already had the account, and then it just kind of went from there, bro. I wasn't planning on it, but I just kind of just happened, you just roll with the punches. Yeah, exactly. So,
why Crypto Blood? Were you a blood back in the day, or
no? So it's just like what do you call it? Almost like a double entendre. Is like, you know, Crips Bloods, crypto blood, and then you've got like crypto run through my blood. That was the moniker. That was the whole thing, that the concept I came up with. So I ran with it, man.
No, it works. It works. I like it. And I always thought it would be funny if like Bloods used crypto because it would just be ironic as hell.
It wouldn't it be?
Right? Like they
one
put
day
a B
we
on
will.
everything. They put a B on everything.
Right.
So
Crypto blood, right?
yeah, right. Brypto. Exactly how it would be for them. They would never call it crypto. So I just thought it'd be
Yeah.
ironic. But I feel like, you know, this is the space where you get to be you know, kind of weird, right? With like having the name, you know, oh my god, synonymous, thank you, words.
Anonymous, yeah.
A synonymous username, because like I use my real name and that has been a huge problem in my real life. Back when, you know, I was calling BitConnect a scam to getting hacked and everything else, and it was crazy. So, you know, did you have a reason behind not using your real name? Did you seek any kind of anonymity, or were you just like, and it was just a pleasant, like, oh, I don't have to worry about my identity, you know?
Well,
so much.
like I said, it just all came together, right? Like, I was like, okay, crypto blood, and so people started seeing my videos. Cliff High saw a video of
Yeah,
mine,
you
and then
interviewed him, man. So let's talk about some of the people that you've had on your show.
oh man, Cliff High maybe four times. I've had him on, from Reggie Middleton to Brock Pierce
Brock's a
to
cool dude. He's another weird guy. I like Brock.
yeah, he's himself, you know what I mean? So I love it. Who else have I interviewed? Shoot, I don't even know right now, bro. But
Well, you've
I've
been in
interviewed.
this space a while. You've interviewed a lot of people. What are some of the projects that you've kind of fell in love with, and what are some of the projects that you've, you know, were like, damn, how is this still around?
I'm starting to like more and more XLM, Stellar.
Stellar Lumens, yeah, they just got on
Yeah,
Edge Wallet, I think, and they're starting to make their way into the more limelight.
yeah, I'm starting to like that more and more. Of course, EOS. I'm a huge fan of
Have
EOS.
you been playing EOS Bet? Oh, dude, use my referral link.
Yeah, I have to use it. Drop that in the chat, bro.
Oh, I
So
will.
I have to. No, I haven't used EOS Bet, but you know, Mike Novogratz, the billionaire dude, hedge fund guy, he's linked up with Blizzard and Activision. They're getting ready to start a whole division where they're building the games on the EOS platform. So I'm excited about EOS, Tron, all of basically, man, honestly, all of the Gen 3 blockchains. You
Yep.
know, Ethereum paved the way. You know, it took it a step further from Bitcoin. And then from Ethereum, I think you're going to see, you know, one or many of these not block, but Gen 3 blockchains really take off, man. So people should definitely look into those blockchains.
Do you play any blockchain-based games? I was actually up last night playing a few dApps on my phone. I use like
I
the
I played the Monster EOS.
okay.
I played that one, just playing around with it. That's like the only one I've played so far. What about you?
I play tons, man. I have like 3 wallets I use. I use like Coinbase's wallet called Wallet. It used to be called Toshi. They acquired it and renamed it just Wallet.
That's retarded.
Yeah, it's dumb. I use Trust Wallet from Binance and Cipher Browser, which Coinbase also bought. So, yeah,
Hmm.
monopolizing much. But
Yeah, it sounds
there's a
like
lot of
Google, huh?
dApps. Yeah, it does, dude. They really are. But I use the POA network to play Dope Raiders, which is like buying and selling drugs and, you know, on the blockchain, and it's like fake drugs, magic internet
Yeah,
drugs.
yeah, yeah.
But you can use it, you know, to buy and sell for like actual cryptocurrencies. So that's really cool.
Nice.
Then there's CoinDroids, which actually just updated, and now you can do it on the Bitcoin blockchain, the Doge blockchain, Litecoin. So anyway, there's like these pinatas of things you can put some coins in, and we can attack each other, and whoever knocks out who gets the bounty of crypto locked in that droid.
Speaking of games, man, I gotta get on PS4 and accept your friend request. I haven't been on there in a couple days, but I'm really liking that Black Ops 4.
Ooh, dude, the
That
graphics
Blackout.
though, I'm loving the new zombies. The new zombies look
I've not
nasty.
played the zombies.
Ooh.
I like that Blackout mode, man. That's like
So I do and I don't at the same
Okay.
time. I do and I don't. I feel like they got to fix some of the gameplay. It's a little slow. I feel so slow when I'm playing that Blackout. Like, it's just
See, I
kind of
love
boring.
that. That's why I really like PUBG, and I was glad to see they brought that concept, that gameplay into Black Ops. I like that strategic, very slow. You know, you got to kind of move
Yeah, you got to
strategically.
treat it like a real life to live. Like,
Yeah, I like that, man. But
I'm the kind of
yep.
guy who just runs into rooms spraying ammo everywhere and just like, oh, I got somebody. You're like, Ken, you died 10 times. Yeah, but I got somebody.
Right.
That's why I
But
like the
yeah,
zombies mode. But yeah,
the blockchain is going to be I think that's going to be the foray into mass adoption for blockchain and cryptos gaming.
I heard the argument on both sides very well said for, companies not using blockchain technology for their games and why, and then why they may.
Interesting. Tell me why they wouldn't. I haven't
Well,
heard that.
Fortnite would never want to tokenize their skins because it's a centralized exchange. They don't want their tokens for, like, if you ever played Fortnite, you earn these coins in Fortnite that you can redeem for skins or other things in the game. They don't want that to be volatile, one. They want to be able to control that value, period. So they can't have an open market for that. And then the next thing is those skins. It's a free-to-play game. So those skins that they sell you are from the developers. That's the only way the game makes money. If they were to hit the open market and people were to sell them for less over time, then the game would make less. So it doesn't really fit their structure now. But I do feel like they will restructure their businesses for the tech to fit. They will have centralized in-game apparel, and they'll have decentralized tradable in-game apparel, and there will be totally different markets. They'll have a centralized market and a decentralized market, but they're not going to want to not include this user interaction where, hey, dude, I quit my Fortnite game. Do you want me to send you over a couple skins? No, I don't play Fortnite. Well, I got that skin you always wanted. All right, maybe I'll download the game now. Like, I left the game, but I brought somebody into the game.
So do you think like that I'm sure you've heard of Wax.
Yep,
Like,
I love Wax.
Okay.
I've been on a panel with the founder, Malcolm, before. I've
Okay.
interviewed him, I think, twice now. I really like Wax a lot. I like what they're doing. They're making it really, really easy for these companies to just tokenize skins and get, like, what they're already doing with in-game content that can be traded. Some of these gaming companies, they make games where you can already trade in-game items. So they're just taking that business structure and tokenizing it so they can make it trustless, where they can, have less people being taken advantage of in the open markets for these skins, because it happens a lot. I think OpSkins is one that's the one behind Wax. They're the reason they were selling skins online, and they saw bad actors with chargebacks or counterfeit in-game content that wasn't recognized by the actual game. So they seen the problem. They just didn't have a solution before, and now they say, hey, wait, this open ledger blockchain thing that you're talking about, permissionlessness, trustlessness, oh wait, that I think we can use this. So they're already doing what they were already doing, just now incorporating the technology by tokenizing the skins, making them transferable peer-to-peer. But now like what blockchain makes possible, you can have a digital copy of something and know that you're the original owner.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I like Wax, man. And Wax, I think, they're doing something on EOS as well. They kind of clicked up with EOS or something, but
No, they're gonna click up with everybody. They're not competition to anybody doing games on blockchains. They're the biggest complement to anybody doing what if you're doing a blockchain for gaming, or if you're building a game on a blockchain, you just got to check out Wax and what they're doing, man. Because like they got this really cool thing that you can make your own skin right now. I'm actually talking to one of the developers trying to get my own skins in in games. So like if you played what's that one that's SG Go or something like that, Counter-Strike Go or something. I think that's one of the games on their platform where you can get skins on your gun. So I can I can make like a double thumbs up little thing and have it like right on my gun's barrel. It'd be cool.
Right.
And if I only ever made
man.
20 of them and sent them to my friends, they'd gain value or whatever over time.
Absolutely.
It's like, pogs.
Absolutely.
So, in this space for a while now, what are you looking forward to? What do you think this bear market needs to get the bulls running again? Because everyone's got their opinions, and it varies so far. But right now, we definitely do need something. It was obvious that we had whatever it was in December, and then we lost it somewhere in February. How do we get it back, and what is it?
I think it's gonna be a slow build up at this point. I don't think we're gonna get the ETF in February. So once we get that like out of our psyche, the market in general, I think we can start to build a base and start heading higher again in 2019. Now, I think I don't know if we'll make all-time highs in 19 by the end of 19. But I think we'll start to get close to that, near that in 19. You know, people have to remember, Ken, man, this game, this crypto, especially Bitcoin, is the most outperforming asset that we've seen in a long time. Like maybe 2018 has been a low period, but if you look at 2017, Bitcoin is up over. In 17, it was up 1,600%? Something crazy. So, I mean, people have to kind of keep everything in context. Like life is about keeping things in context. And if you look at where Bitcoin was just 5 years ago, 5.5 years ago, when I got in at 78, 79 bucks.
Man, Bitcoin sucked back then.
Man.
It was so bad. You couldn't even get into it. How did you get in? You must have been the most intelligent person in the area.
No. I through BitInstant, through Charlie Shrimp. So I would use his company, BitInstant, send a payment in through Western Union. No, was it Western? No, MoneyGram.
See,
send a bill.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm talking about. That right there. That's cumbersome for me. I'm too late.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I wouldn't have done that. I would never have done that.
And we're still not to the point where, I mean, we have places like Coinbase and Kraken and stuff where, it's very easy for, our moms or our grandparents to get
Cash
into
App's
it. But
making it even easier.
Who is?
Cash App by Circle.
Yeah.
They just announced on a tweet. They said they have an announcement coming up, and I was like, "Oh, are you giving me a BTC receiving address?" It's got like over 100 likes. So Cash App actually responded and said, "Submitted a request for an interview here." So they may be giving us a BTC receiving address. So I submitted a thing for an interview with Cash App. So fingers crossed that they do the interview.
Yeah, I mean, 2019 is going to be. I see it as kind of finishing the infrastructure for the masses to actually adopt it and use it. And then I think it's just going to take time, 19, 20, 2020, 2021 going on in the future for people to actually use it.
So you think the ETFs potential, even if ones were to get, approved sometime this year or early next year, do you think that would have a positive or negative impact on the price, or would it be more of like a non-event?
No, it would have a positive impact. It would have a huge impact. I think just off speculation, people would buy.
Yeah, I feel like Coinbase, I think they announced that they partnered with SolidX or something like that. Somebody to put together an ETF.
Yeah, SolidX is an ETF, yep.
The Winklevoss are still trying their best to get theirs. And with the dominoes that they have set up, I feel like they may actually have what it takes now at this point.
The Van Eck one is the one that everyone is banking on in February. The Van Eck ETFs.
Well, that's at the latest by February, right? I think it can be approved earlier, but it's probably
it could be approved earlier, but that's like the cutoff.
Fingers crossed on that, because we all seen what happened with the CBOE and the futures and what that kind of did. That was just bad timing too, I guess, like what the space was dealing with its growing pains. We really didn't need a futures in this space when we were still dealing with ICOs left and right and forking.
Yeah, the futures were a non-event. They didn't actually do that well this year. The volume was very low. People weren't really, buying contracts over there. So again, it's just all about it's laying the groundwork. It's laying the foundation And you know, once that's laid, then people will at least have that infrastructure there to utilize it.
No, you're right. It's happening. I mean, look what Fidelity's doing right now, and again, Gemini, dude, their stablecoin. It's regulated. They have approval from the government, you know, and Coinbase is going to be using
USDC.
Yeah, USDC. So it is the foundation is being built, and people are ignoring it because they want more bells, they want more whistles, they want more features, but they don't want the foundation to be more secure. It doesn't make any friggin' sense.
So
man.
Robert Wagner in the chat room said, "When capitulation."
When shirt that says that, because I want the Webbot one, but yeah, dude, when?
I'll send you one. Capitulation, we're near it. It may be one more spike down, like to really like make people throw up. Like 40,
Yeah,
you know,
I got vertigo.
4,700, 4,000, you know, somewhere that's going to be capitulation in my opinion. I don't think we're going lower than 3,000, but
I didn't think we were going to go lower than 5 because of all the people that got in around the time it went from 5 to 10. There was more people in Bitcoin from the time it went from $5,000 up to $20,000. There was more people, more wallets were opened, more users, more transactions, everything was more. So just more people are used to seeing a 5,000 plus Bitcoin than there are used to seeing cheaper Bitcoin. You know, they're there.
And then I'm hearing, Ken, about the mining levels, right? So
Yeah,
miners' profitability is around that point too, 47, 5,000 as well. So that's probably you know.
And it's up to the miners to really start letting them go. You know, people pay a premium for those virgin coins, and miners know what they got with those OTC trades, and they ain't letting that go at all. The problem is it doesn't help the damn price any what they're doing. So they're hurting themselves in the end. It's really not the best move, but that lets me know they're not going to let them go for less than it costs to mine them. So they have full control on that end. And people were mining in the negative throughout 2015, 16, 17.
Yeah.
There was months and quarters of negative mining.
Yeah.
But the months where it was positive totally blew away the losses of the 3 or 4 months they were negative mining. So the miners that have the equipment, they're not, you know, they don't not know what they're doing. They're not sitting here trying to print fiat. They're mining crypto for a reason, and they know what they're doing. I'm more worried about like the unnecessary regulations that don't even exist yet. Like so many companies and so many people are worried about the regulations that don't even exist yet. The upcoming potential regulations that may be enforced. Like really?
The government likes that though. Like
I can't live like that.
So, yeah, man, that's why they've been so like just vague and stuff about what the laws and what the rules are, because they want to slow this down. And again, my whole thing is it's permissionless, like you said, man. We shouldn't even be waiting for that. You know, these companies shouldn't even be waiting for that. But
well, if you tell companies that you can't do something that's truly innovative, the only people that have the ability to innovate with that technology are criminals, because they chose not to listen to you regulators. So now you have just made it completely optionless for good actors to, you know, evolve forward. And now you make it possible for criminals and bad actors, not technically, I don't want to say bad actors, because just because you're going against the government doesn't mean you're a bad person. But anyway, like you have, you know, just it makes it harder for honest people to keep being honest, right? Like I want to innovate my technology. I want to build. And this is why we'll never know who Satoshi is. You know, like the world we live in just doesn't incentivize that. You know, if you go against the grain hard enough, you know, you're gonna have problems.
That's the one thing I've been critical about Bitcoin Core and how they, to me, slowed down the adoption or innovation of Bitcoin. But that's the one thing I will say about Bitcoin. Like no one, it has that advantage over every other coin. Like no one knows who made Bitcoin, and no one cares.
Yep. A couple people care. I feel like
they care.
I was like, actually.
But what I'm saying is they don't mind. It's not a skeptical thing. They're not like skeptical of it because they don't know who it is. Like if a coin came out today and tried that same method, no one would adopt it.
No.
we'd be like, who the hell, who made it? Like, you know. So
Yeah.
I think that Bitcoin will always have that advantage over all other cryptos.
So where are you looking at technologically? Are your eyes set on like the Lightning networks? Are you looking at atomic swaps, liquid assets? Is there anything that you're checking out on like the Bitcoin space as we progress forward? Anything you're keeping your eyes on?
I'm not still convinced that Lightning can scale to the point where it's usable on that level. So I'm looking at maybe Bitcoin just being that standard, like that new gold standard 2.0. You know, I look at Bitcoin as an asset, as a digital asset. So that's kind of where I have to put Bitcoin. Now you've got other coins that may be able to assist with that. Honestly, it's crazy to say this, but I think stable coins will be huge.
Yeah.
People will utilize stable coins on everyday transactions. They'll hold their wealth in the Bitcoin, the Litecoin, and whatever other they choose, and spend their money in stable coins.
I feel like stablecoins are the biggest scam people are going to find out about in the future in crypto.
In what way?
We're just in loss of potential gain, just a bad place to store value.
Yeah. So it's not.
It's a great like hat trick kind of maneuver if you're a magician. Like, oh, look over here, don't look over here, I'm stealing your money. They're just gonna Federal Reserve 2.0. That's basically what's happening.
And that's what spendable money should be. Is if I want to buy I don't know, a box of cigars, I don't want to spend my Bitcoin on that box of cigars.
Sounds like you're talking about a government issued utility token, bro.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't have to be government. It doesn't have to be government issued. It's just a derivative, and it is right now. You look at USDC, it's not government issue. It's just that they're pegging it to a government issued asset or instrument.
Doesn't that make it semi-government issued, though? If it's backed by something that's government issued without the government's original issuance, you don't have the secondary thing. It seems like a trick.
But you gotta think of it like this, Ken. Like, every asset has to be priced in something. So I'm not saying no one should be investing in a stable coin, but you want to get rid of stable coins. So if you want to buy a box of cigars or some weed or whatever it is, you don't want to spend your Bitcoin necessarily. You want to spend something that has no value or is inflationary, right?
And it gives people what they're already used to, but more power. They're not used to being able to send money
from one person
to another, and
it's a little bit more power. Yeah,
it makes it easier.
Yeah, so I've heard though that the Winklevoss one. There's something about they can freeze your coins. See, I don't like that.
Yes, they can.
I don't like that part. So I would be more in support of a stable coin that you couldn't freeze, but I don't know if that will ever happen.
Well, they don't want people to dump and stuff. Like, that's the thing. We saw stable coins recently gaining value. I think the Circle one went up like 20%. At one point, it was like $1.18. It's like, come on, because it is worth more than the dollar. It's more usable than the dollar, secure than the dollar, better than the dollar, just backed by a dollar.
Yeah. So the thing about these stable coins and not being at $1, peg parity with the dollar is because they actually have to go into the market and buy the coin to get it above, to get it back to parity, and sell the coin to get it back to parity, above parity. So, people say, well, look at Tether's at 90 something cent. Well, that's because people in the market, there's an imbalance. And so Tether has to go out there and get more dollars and create more Tether to bring it back up to parity. So it's, like I said, I think unfortunately that's going to be what we see in the future as people using it day to day. And they should. To me, I think they should use Tether. They should use stable coins when they're at the mall and all that. Keep your wealth in Bitcoin. Keep your wealth you know,
I
like in
think
the
we're going to
bank.
get way used to volatility. I don't think stability is something that we're going to strive for in the future. We will. We are. We're so used to it. It's just programmed into our mentality that we can't shake stability. But I really feel like with the future of utility tokens and volatility, people won't want stability at all. I'd rather go to the mall and use my mall token that gave me dividends that I could use at the individual stores in the mall, like having a gift card with $100 on it, but I earn Macy points every week because I held $100 in the mall's gift card. It's like, I think people are going to want volatility. They're going to, because we are not losing people. We are gaining more and more people every day. Resources are in less supply every day. Volatility is something that we deal with. We just don't acknowledge it. And I feel like once we start to acknowledge this, the actual volatility of resources and space and everything, and acknowledge the fact that we are inflating the supply of demand by increasing more people on the planet, we're not going to want stability at all. That stable thing is going to go out the door real quick. I mean, one of the comments just now, and I was actually going to bring this up, the Steam back dollar went over $15 last year.
Yeah, I remember that.
I remember accidentally doing a decent move because I had a good Steam following at the time, and I still kind of do. I moved everything into the Steam dollar, and it went up, and I was just like, well, that's not stable. It could have went the other way. This could have been horrible. So I actually took everything out and put it back in the Steam. But
yeah. Well, you got to look at it like, I think you're looking at it from the consumer end, but as a business owner, I want stability. I want to know if
Dad, when I started to cut you off, but this isn't for you. This isn't for the business. This is the only way businesses are going to benefit from adopting this technology is by giving the best customer service experience possible. That's it. This is for you to use to get me to love you as a business. Or the other guys.
So? I don't think so, bro.
I don't think
so.
That's the paradigm shift is from the customer and the boom. These corporations run the world. No. The customers run the corporations. We run the world. And the power is going to be back in our hands real fast. And we're going to see people that decide to build these, things like decentralized Walmarts that are going to look like tokenized co-ops, where you walk in, you sweep the floor, and you get a smart contract that rewards you with in-store currency, and then you can take it to other places. Like, microeconomy is going to be so foreign to what we're used to. Imagine 100 years ago, somebody looks at the economy now and sees how people work. You clock in, you clock out. You don't get you get a 401k. You don't even get a pension plan. Like, dude, the things that have changed would blow our parents' minds.
It would, and they would be upset too.
No pension? What are you, a fool?
They would feel bad for us, man.
Yeah, we got duped with 401ks and everything else, and it's only getting worse. I'm waiting for the companies that use this technology to make the customers feel like they're a part of the company. Where as a customer, maybe I have some STOs because I've been a customer so much, I get loyalty points. Now I have say in the company as a customer. Like, that's what's going to change. And this could happen for 5-year-olds to anybody, because this is like, I could send my kid a STO, a security token for Wawa, Walmart, whatever company, and my kid can vote on the blockchain now.
Yeah, man. I think, like I said, it's a lot of potential, and we're going. Overall, I think it's a promising future. I wasn't too happy with how, I'm not even talking about price. I'm just saying I wasn't too happy on how people were looking toward the government a lot to validate cryptos last year.
They were
and this year. They were begging for it. I don't like that, but I think overall we'll overcome that over time. I think it's still a young industry, and we'll get it together, hopefully.
I think it will be overregulated before not. I think that they're going to suffocate this with a really heavy blanket. But where it thrives, they're going to have to take away like prohibition. It didn't work. The regulations in crypto, which I know is going to come. They cannot allow people like me to be trading ICOs. I get that.
Right.
But once they realize that they brain drained and suffocated out the American citizen from a financial opportunity like this, and other countries' citizens are greatly benefiting, they won't have a choice. Either people will break the law, and they won't have a choice. There will be too many of us. Plus the proof. They have to prove that I have the tokens and all this other stuff. I mean, good luck. I think that they're going to try their best, and they will hinder the growth, but only here. You know, like the SEC only has control and power here. The CTFC only has control here. Everybody in these government, only here. Everywhere else in the world is like, well, whatever.
They can. This is the crazy thing. They can actually go after companies in other countries. That's the crazy thing.
They can flex on them.
Huh?
They can flex on them.
They can flex on them, but that's crazy because those companies are going to get scared, and they're going to, you know what they're going to do? They're going to deny U.S. citizens from signing up.
Yeah, but that's when we just go around and do it anyway with a VPN. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, they're going to make us become criminals to seek opportunities, right? Like, where my pursuit of happiness becomes a crime, that's a fucking constitutional void. Like, there's a problem there. Like, the same thing, I have the same feelings with cannabis and many other things when it comes to, like, sex work and other stuff. Like, that's a pursuit of happiness that somebody decided was not for them, so they told me I can't pursue that either, and I just do it anyway. Now I'm a criminal, but I'm just pursuing opportunities and happiness, and I feel like other countries, this isn't for us. America doesn't need this at all. Fuck America. You know,
yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
We don't need this. Venezuela needs this.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Kenya,
and I've got a guy
Kenya needs this.
That's funny you said that, Ken. I got a guy I was talking to last night. He made a comment on one of my videos, and I think he's in Venezuela. He was telling me that I was a little off on the whole Venezuela Maduro and how they're, as far as the currency and stuff. So I'm gonna have him on because he really broke it down pretty well. And I want my users to listen to what he has to say about how they're doing things over in Venezuela, man. But you're right, man. Cryptos primarily will liberate the third world countries, not us.
Yeah, this is a bottom-up technology. It
Absolutely.
really doesn't have a place at the top. It doesn't fit in anywhere. That's why everybody's like, where does this fit into my healthcare on the blockchain? Where it doesn't yet. Wait.
Yeah.
But what it does solve is remittance for third world countries that don't really have a way to settle anything, you know, like land or supply chain or anything. Like the setup costs for this is ridiculously inexpensive. All you need is a smartphone. Even homeless people have smartphones. So now anybody can be their own bank or be their own business. I like to start off with like talking to people about like, oh, imagine your 5-year-old niece has a lemonade stand. Well, the bank just told her she's not entitled to financial security where she can safely store her fucking money running her lemonade stand because she ain't old enough. What?
Very true.
What sense does that make? She's entitled to financial security. So you open up a Venmo account or a PayPal and you let her start accepting PayPal. PayPal finds out she's not 18 and she's doing, you know, money moving, and now they froze her account and stole her money. What are you going to do? So, like, you know, this is why crypto is important, where people can be empowered to have financial security. You're so incentivized to do dumb things with your money. It's really disgusting. You're disincentivized from doing safe things with your money, which is, you know, beneficial, I guess, since we're in a debt-based economy. The more debt we have, the more people do dumb things with their money, the more money we have to throw around for war.
Yeah, you bring up a point about the U.S., you know, them going after people for the wrong reasons. That's how I feel about this whole, you know, being a accredited investor. Like you tell us that, right? You're protecting us from investing in certain projects, but you don't protect us from gambling. You don't protect us from, you know, any other type of form of.
I would love to see regulations at McDonald's where you have to have a good BMI to risk your health. To eat a Big Mac and drink a 22-ounce Coca-Cola with 50 grams of sugar? Are you healthy enough? Can you afford the risks? No, they don't care.
New York tried it.
They did, actually. And Philadelphia, they went with the sugar tax.
Yeah.
They did that.
New York tried to go even further with banning soft drinks, which is retarded. So this is the stuff I'm saying, man.
People would have been on the street corner selling Fanta, like, yo, you want that pineapple? I got it.
That's all that's gonna happen. You see what they're doing with cigarettes, the menthol. They're gonna ban menthol.
These Juul vape things, this thing right here, this is a mango flavored vape pod.
You can't get those anymore, right?
Because kids keep fucking vaping in school. The company got sued and had to take them off the shelves. So now you can only buy flavors from their website. You can only get
Right.
basic stuff like regular menthol or regular like tobacco flavor at the stores. But that's because of shitty parenting, not because of the company, and the company's being and now I have to suffer the repercussions. Like,
Right.
how's this fair to trickle down? Like I said, I would love to see people that have diabetes from eating, too much candy, to see a candy aisle be regulated like they regulate nicotine and other vices. Like sugar's the worst drug in our
It
history.
is. It is. I agree,
Well,
Ken.
processed sugar.
And like, where does it stop? That's why we have to draw a line and say, no. You can't regulate any, you shouldn't be able to tell me what I can and can't do, what I can and can't invest in. Because if we don't, guess what? The governments always press the line.
Yep.
As our civilization starts to crumble, they press the line. They take more and more of our liberties away. So it's time for us to wake up, man. We gotta really.
That's what Bitcoin is. Bitcoin is the separation of state and money. It's the same way state has been separated from religion. They have no control on what we believe. They should have no control on what we spend, or how we spend it, or how we believe in spending it.
Yep. Yep, I agree.
So what's on the road for you? What are you getting into for next year? The year's almost over. We only got like Christmas left, and then we got 2019. You got any plans for next year? What's the crypto blood roadmap, bro?
Just continuing to develop these algorithms, man. I rolled out the BitMEX algorithm to the public.
So show that a little bit. Tell us a little bit about what that is, how it works. Tell them what they where they can find out about it.
Yeah, so you can go to I'll put it actually in the chat room, but it's cryptoblood.io /
It's in the description box.
Yeah, we'll put it in the description box. Cryptoblood.io / BitMEX algo. And I've developed it in TradingView with their language. Spend a lot of hours bringing that over from the FX game, because that's where I initially developed that strategy in MT4. But man, it's trading Bitcoin and it's doing well. And it's funny because the week I opened it, I initially only had like 2 people sign up, right? When they signed up, I got them all set up, and I was already short, and I got them into the short position with me. I manually entered them into the position with me, and they've doubled their money this week already. So
making money in a bear market, man. Leave it
that's
to
not
blood.
That's not but that's I have to say that's not that won't be an everyday case with this, but you're able to really take advantage of the long and short ends of the positions of the market, and it's doing well, man. It's up over 200%, 209% year to date.
Yeah, so guys, if you're listening, that's really important, especially if you want to accumulate more Bitcoin. I know a lot of people in this space are like, hodl, strong hands, don't do anything. But if you do take some very well educated moves, you can accumulate more Bitcoin in a bear market. And that's what a lot of people have been trying to.
That's what it's all about.
And that's what Blood's been trying to talk about. Like we're saying that you don't have to just sit there and watch yourself lose USD value. You can do stuff, be proactive with your investments. Personally, if you're just not good at trading, like don't do it if you know yourself. But it's still worth learning. It's still worth learning the foundations, though. Like don't do the act, but learn the act of learn the musical rhythms of trading without participating in the.
Well, that's the great Ken. That's a great thing about the algorithm, the software signal. You're able to kind of take advantage of my strategy without putting your emotions in it. So what typically separates a pro trader and an amateur trader is a pro knows how to manage their emotions, actually take emotions out altogether. So that's really the only difference. So and money management. So with my algo, I don't over trade, over leverage your accounts. I will only let you trade up to 20% of your account per trade, which is very aggressive, but I recommend like 5% or lower. And
there's that FX trader in you coming out.
Yeah, exactly. So the turtle wins the race, man. The tortoise wins the race, and it's all about how does your portfolio look in a year, in 2 years, and are you accumulating more Bitcoin? So that, you know, that's so my plans, man, is to finish up what you were asking. I'm gonna roll out Ethereum. I think I'm gonna do Ethereum, and I'm debating between Litecoin and it was Cardano. I think is on, or EOS. One of those three will maybe be the third.
I'd vote for EOS. That's my vote. You should do a poll
Yeah.
on Twitter. You should definitely
Yeah,
do a
I'll do
poll.
that. Yeah, I'll absolutely do that. But so I'll start developing those and roll those out as well. So people who sign up will have the ability to trade all three or whatever pairs I add. They'll have the access to trade. So it's gonna be great, man.
So coming in from traditionally trading and stuff, because you mentioned the FX and everything, was there any like bad habit, not bad habits, but I would say like things that you would consider bad habits in this space? Because it's so I don't know, it's so different, right? Like it's not like the traditional markets. I was just wondering if there was any habits that you had to find yourself like, you know, oh, this was hard to break to get into a new, you know, rhythm, because I see a lot of traditional traders having a hard time, you know, moving into this space, and, you know, even with a 24-hour market, it like blows them away sometimes. So was there anything that you saw coming in from a more traditional investor side to a, you know, cryptocurrency investing industry?
That's a good question. Not really, man. Not really. I mean, you know, the cryptocurrency market really reminds me of the FX in some ways. It doesn't have the type of leverage and it that the FX does, and that's primarily because, you know, FX doesn't move percentage wise as much as Bitcoin and the crypto. So a 1.5% or 1.2% movement
Whoa.
in FX is huge. Like, you know, you made a lot of money that day. But not really, man. I love the crypto space, man. It's 24 hours. Unlike FX, it never close. It literally never closes. Christmas, Thanksgiving, whatever. It's always open. So always an opportunity for you to make money. Again, it's all about money management, and that's key.
So how
That's
do you
key.
do your own due diligence? Where do you start on a project when something comes across and you're like, oh, I might want to invest in this? As an investor, like, what do you look for? Where do you start your investigation for due diligence?
To be honest with you, I'm very superficial on that standpoint. I look at their marketing, their branding. If they've got that together, then I start peeling the layers back. So, you know, if the site looks good, they got good branding, I'll say, okay, this piques my interest. So then I'll peel that layer back, and then I'll look at I'll look at the overall business model. Like, is it scalable? Is it needed? Right? Many of the ICOs in 2018 and 17 were concepts that really didn't even need a token. So I kind of look
And they
at
actually
that.
never intended to use a token. Some of those
Yeah,
ICOs were just to give you a token, and then they were going to make a new token later.
exactly. So I look at that, and you know, it's kind of a waiting game. You know, I can't wait to begin to review and look at projects that are actually live and really running and gaining traction. So I think we're going to see that in 2019, though, Ken.
Yeah, that's what's happening right now. We're really starting to see it. And that's what investors are looking for, and that's what projects are going to have to deliver. Because
Yes,
the average
yes.
investor wants to see actual concepts into reality. They don't want to see any more white papers. They want to see the actual website. They want to see the platform.
And
We
that's what 18, I think, really priced it. Began like the market started to really price these ICOs and tokens correctly. And I don't we're not done. I think we're going to see even more valuations come down, because now it's all about a show and prove. You gotta, you know, you got the money. It's been a year in many of these more than a year in many of these cases. Where's the product? And then just because you have a product, where's the traction?
yeah.
Where are the people using it?
Well, that's where
So
marketing's the first thing, like you said, you looked for. If you don't have good marketing, nobody knows your awesome project exists. It'll die. Nobody will use it. I mean, look at the marketing behind the fucking fidget spinner. Even that had marketing. Like and you know, if you don't have marketing, you don't have a project. That's why I love certain projects, but what I hate is their marketing, like Decred. I love you guys, but they have the worst marketing in the space right now. But that's
and
because
and and that's probably because a lot of, like, initially Decred is an older project,
yep,
right?
yeah.
Okay, so because the
And they
older
didn't
project.
ICO, so they didn't have like money to throw around like that.
Right, but the thing is, Decred, they're programmers. They're not marketers. They're not, you know what I
That's why I
mean? Like
love them. They're fucking great nerds. They're super
they're
intelligent.
nerds, right? So they don't many times they don't have they don't even know the importance of marketing and doing that advertising and stuff. So yeah, it's a balance, man. You know, and like I said, as the industry matures and grows, we'll find a happy medium.
Yeah, we're working on it as a community together, and we're all testing out the space together. This has been the I don't know. I feel like this 2018 has been the best year for Bitcoin. Maybe not price wise, but if you look at the bigger picture, it still is hella nice. Like, be grateful for where we're at. But I feel like this year has set a really good tone for where we're going and where we've come from, especially with the thing like this most recent fork with ABC to SV. Like, everybody was worried that it was going to cause the same or worse confusion of the Bitcoin fork into Bcash, but nobody cares. Everyone's pretty much over it already, and
That's good.
we're seeing
This
we're seeing
this is
less
game
people
theory
running
in practice,
around.
Ken. This is
Yep.
game theory in practice. I'm loving it. We're experimenting. It's an experiment. We're all experimenting, finding out what's working, what's not. And yeah, man, this is good.
So what I'd like to tell people watching is just stay skeptical.
Yes.
Even
Yes.
Bitcoin, I'm a pretty big skeptic. I'm no way whatsoever saying Bitcoin will succeed without a doubt. Like,
No,
there
you can't say that, bro.
can't say it.
Can't say
I
that.
wanted to succeed. I wanted to succeed
Absolutely.
without a doubt. But I doubt Bitcoin. I doubt things. I'm skeptical. So I
No, you
put that.
got the right approach, and that's what you question everything. Verify, don't trust. It's not about our
And time
feelings.
will verify Bitcoin's blockchain, and
Yes.
that's all we got to do is give it time. And I have time. I'm 30 years old, man. I got time. And unfortunately, some people are in their 70s that are trying to get into Bitcoin and make a Lambo happen out of their retirement pension plans and all this stuff. It's not for you, unfortunately. This is a longer
Yeah.
game. But there's
Yeah.
some stuff that you can do in this space to potentially help speed that process up, and that's what you're doing over at cryptoblood.io with your bots. And I encourage people to check that out, learn what you can do to be proactive with your investments. Even if you're not going to trade, learn about it, understand it. It's important to know as much as you can in this space right now. Even if you don't fit in now, you don't know where you're going to fit in next year, where you may be financially. Maybe you'll be able to trade next year. So start preparing for that today. Crypto
Right.
Blood, before I let you go, I wanted to see what your elevator pitch is for Bitcoin. So just picture, I'm your Uber driver. I see your Bitcoin Crypto Blood t-shirt, and I'm like, what's that?
I would say it's deflationary currency. And so that's all I would say. And then they would ask, well, if they probably would ask, what's deflationary? I would say that means that my currency is going to be worth more in the future. This Bitcoin is going to be worth more in 10 years, in 20 years, because it's deflationary. There's only a limited supply number of Bitcoins out there versus our US dollar. There's an unlimited amount of them. So it's inflationary. That means it's losing value every year. And, the Fed says, we got to keep that 2% inflation. Basically, they're telling us, Ken, we got to continue to steal 2% from your wealth every year. That's all they're saying. That's all they're saying. So that would be my elevator pitch for Bitcoin. It's deflationary money. It's real sound money.
You,
Sound money.
you make Bitcoin sound good and fiat sound bad. I love it.
Yes, that's the plan. That's the
All right,
plan.
guys. Yo, Crypto Blood, thanks for joining me. Guys, at CryptoBlood _ on Twitter,
Yep.
cryptoblood.io on the web. Just type it in or look in the description box. There's links there. Guys, if you enjoyed this conversation, please pound the thumbs up button. Click
Yes,
subscribe,
please do.
click the alert bell, and then head on over to Crypto Blood's YouTube channel and give him a follow as well. The link again below. Thank you guys, and
And I'm
have a
glad to
good-
see you back on these videos, man.
I'm doing one a day every day. I got
Excellent.
my calendar is open, so if anybody watching wants to come on the podcast, do an hour episode like this, doing one every single day. I am booked until February. So
It's
every
crazy.
single day, I have an hour live stream, and until February. Hopefully, I can get 2019 all booked up. and I can make this like a year-long thing where I just do an hour every day with a random person just to shoot the shit.
That's what's up, bro. Appreciate the time, man. Always a pleasure.
Appreciate the love, bro. Have
All
a
right,
good day.
all right, bro. Yes, sir. Peace.